Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new painting tutorial, and this time we are going to paint this ogre from the Blackpowder. So this is the warband from Warhammer Underworlds. What we have done up to now, I just have applied Aggaros Dunes, this contrast paint on the base, okay? So nothing fancy. This way it's a little bit shiny, because Aggaros Dunes sometimes give this shiny finishing. And now we are going to paint first the base, okay? The base. We are going to focus on the base, and later on we are going to go to the rest of the miniature. So I have here in my wet palette Flayed One Flesh, and this is the color we are going to use to do all these bones, okay? So we are going to apply this on all these bones. It's moving a little bit. No, that's okay. You want to really cover this crevices and everything, and I will do as well all the other ones. So I'm going to do that. Apply this Flayed One Flesh and let it dry, and I'm back. Okay, next step, I'm going to use Goregrunta on the bag of coins that we have on the floor here, to give a different brown finishing. Goregrunta is a contrast paint, so it will give some shading automatically, and also will give the sensation of Here it's not bad that you have some parts darker than the other, because we'll do this sensation of dirtiness, stained leather. Okay, it's a big bag of coins. Here we go. And now, before painting anything close by the back, I will let this dry again. So while this is drying, I'm going to pick up the different stones that we have on the base, and for that I'm going to use Baneblade Brown. Okay, I'm going to use a different type of brown, more desaturated. The stones can be different colors. So for example, this one here, I will apply Baneblade Brown on top. About these stones. Okay, so I'm doing that, and then back for the next step. Next, I'm going to use Retributor Armor, and with that we are going to paint the coins that we have on the base. So we take some water, thin down a little bit the paint. And we do all these coins, including the ones that are, so we pinpoint all the coins that we have on the base. So I'm doing them like that. I will do the ones at the back, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, the coins are painted. Now I'm going to use Rakarth Flesh, this one, and we are going to do this thing. The rope that is used to close. I just realized I forgot one coin there. I'm going to realize I'm forgetting more. I think now all of them are picked up. So next I'm going to use, this is going to be tricky because nothing we can do now. Let me see if we can take him out of the base. I'm not sure I can take him out of the base. No, I don't think I can take him. This is going to be tricky because I want to do the coat. So just give me a minute and I'm back. Okay, so cannot be removed from the base, so I'm going to use it painting as this, and I'm going to use Black Templar to paint the inside of the coat. Okay, I'm looking for, here it is. Okay, we're going to use this to paint the inside. So we are going to go with, you need to match the tail here, just try to be sure that you cover everything. Okay, and with the same Black Templar I'm going to paint this part here. Okay, and the inside of this. And why I'm doing the inside of the coat first? Because it's the most difficult to reach together with the trousers. So we're going to do this on the trousers first, and then we do the boots. And once this is done, we can start painting the outside. To be fair, on the inside of the coat, I will not put too much highlights or anything because it's not going to be visible. So you just want a solid black to ensure that everything is covered. That's okay. So I'm doing that, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step, I'm going to paint the trousers with Aggaros Dunes. I want to have it like a whitish color. So I'm going to try to go light with that. Too much, I want to give a tone that is like a dirty white. Okay, so you can use as well if you want skeleton horde, but I wanted to go more yellow. Okay, and here the trick is to do the inside part, which is not that reachable, as well here, this part. So you really want to cover all this. So maybe it was a mistake to, I think I glued to the base when I was assembling it, and maybe this was a little bit of a mistake, but okay, we are going to manage to solve the problem. Okay, like that, it's good enough. Okay, this is good. Next, I will do the boots. I will use Cygor Brown for the boots. As I said, I want to do first this bottom part because is the most difficult to have access. It's very easy to dirt an other part when you're doing this. here I will not be too much concerned if I cover the part that will go metallic later on, as the metallic will go very easily on top of this brown. I want to avoid to have, you have to be sure that you don't have any white poppy mark, and here I will just do okay. So I will do the 2 boots in Cygor Brown, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, what I have done is I have applied a wash, or Agrax Earthshade wash, over the base on all the different parts, since the camera failed while I was doing that. Okay, so we have applied even on the coins, everywhere we have applied, except on the sand. So I did not go over the sand, I just went over the bones and the rocks and all the different elements. I apply Agrax Earthshade wash. So this is done. Now I wait that this dries, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, so this is how it looks like once Agrax Earthshade have dried. So next step, I'm going to use this one, Caliban green, and we are going to do some green straps on the trousers. Okay. Something like that. We do like that. Then I try to make them the next one. Like that. We'll do the next one. We're going to have this one, Zamesi desert, in our palette in case we want to do some small corrections. And as well, I'm going to use then so if we go to, okay, we need to wait that this dries. So I'm going to do here as well, we want to do another one. Here on the knee we went too thin. I'm going to add another one here. More or less. We're going to do the other leg. Now that we're doing here, I'm going to use Zamesi Desert. Not where I think I did a mistake. Okay, so just going in between, and we have a nice thing. So I'm going to do the lines on the other leg, and I'm back. Okay, next I'm going to use this one. Silver color. This is silver from Miniature Paint, and we're going to do all the parts that I want to be metallic. So starting with this belly thing to the sword, and I'm going to do as well this, the front of the boot, this thing, this. I will do the shoulder pad and the chainmail. Okay, and as well parts of the gun. So we do this and this and this part of the gun. Okay, so I'm doing all this with this silver color, and once it's dried, I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step, I'm going to paint the jacket, and now I realize I just forgot this part, but it's not a problem. I'm going to paint the jacket with Flesh Theater Red. Want to put all the base colors on him, and then we are going to start doing all the highlights and different effects that I want to apply on him. So I will apply this on all in the whole jacket. I know that there are parts that I will do slightly in a different color, but first I will apply this on the whole jacket to have a nice red, and from there we are going to work on the details later on, later on. Okay, so try not to dirten the silver here. And we are going to go all over the jacket with the flesh tears. I like more this than the other red. I think it's my favorite red from the contrast paints. Give a tone very similar to corn red, and I like as well corn red more than the Mephiston red normally. Okay, so I do that, and I'm back for the next step. So next step, I'm going to apply Black Templar, and I'm going to apply it here on this part that is torn on the sleeves. Okay, this part here. I will do as well here on the. I will check if I miss anything there, but it's going to be mainly this. Okay, so I'm applying the Black Templar, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step, I'm going to use Sneakbite leather, and we are going to do the chest that he has at the back. Okay, as you can see, also did the gun in metallic that I forgot it before. Now we're going to apply here on the chest the Sneakbite leather, Try not to accumulate too much, so you want to emphasize the wood texture. Okay, so it's quite fast. This part is not a big surface, because I will not, I'm not too concerned if I'm dirtying the metallic frame that it has, but let me not forget this side of the chest. And now I will go back to Cygor Brown and I will do all the bells in Cygor Brown. So we take this Goregrunta. Okay, we have Cygor Brown. Okay, the same we use for the boots. I like a lot to do the leathers in dark colors. It's more a personal preference, but yeah, everyone will have a personal preference how to do leathers and so on, right? So I'm going to apply this on the bells. I think this Cygor Brown is a great base, was a great starting point to do leathers. Okay, so I'm doing that on the bells and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step I'm going to use Aggaros Dunes on his beard. The beard I want to do it orangey, but I want to do like if it's not well tinted. Okay, so I will apply first Aggaros Dunes and then we are going to apply reddish colors towards the end of the beard, towards the, and later on we are going to highlight all this or paint all this ornament that he has on the beard. Okay, so let's put this. Aggaros Dunes is a perfect way to do blonde color. Okay, so you want to do blonde hair, Aggaros Dunes is really helping you. And then what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to use this gold or this to do some of the details on the ogre, also on the metallics in this, to make it look like gold. For example, this type of teeth, things that he's adding to his sword, we are going to do just to add some variation to the metallics. We are going to use the Aggaros Dunes to give a brass gold finishing. Okay, I know that these things made of gold or brass will be not strong, but on the other side I want to make something different on these things, like if it's ornaments. So we are going to play, for example, here, and I'm thinking to do as well this part of the shoulder pad. Okay, so I'm doing that. I waited it dries a little bit and I'm back for the next step. Next step, I'm going to use the Sneakbite leather again, and I'm going to paint the skin with that. We're going to take some of this. So I will try to thin it down a little bit, so I don't have a super dark tone. I'm looking more for a bronze or bronze, no. Suntan skin, okay. Here we have the wrist that is too similar to the beard. We are going to differentiate it later on. At this moment I just want to apply this here to have the base tone for that. Okay, and we're going to do the same on the hand as well. And we wait that all this dries before doing the next step. Okay, next step I'm going to use Gryph Hound Orange, and we're going to apply this at the bottom of the beard, leaving some of the, so I want to go more towards the bottom, leaving some of the top part of the beard in the original Aggaros Dunes. Okay, if it's like being decolorated in a way. So I'm taking now water, and I'm really watering out this part because I want to make as smooth transition as possible. Okay, taking water. Try to water down. Now I will just start pulling the paint down before it dries to leave this type of. Okay, we have to be careful because you can see that I did not wait that it dries, but I can do a little bit of this. But this is the intention, right? Later on we are going to come with darker red or red and do a little bit more the bottom of the beard in red. But this is the intention, to leave it like that. Okay, I think now it's looking good. We wait that all this dries and I will be back for the next step. So this is how it looks like now. We have, you can see, we will clean up this later on to make it the paint smoother. But next step I'm going to paint on the skull, and I'm going to use Skeleton Horde paint. Here we have. I'm going to apply this over the skull. Whoops. Got a nice shading. Next, I'm going to use again silver color. We are going to do the frame of the chest that we have here. And the locker. Okay, I'm going to do this and I'm back once it's done. Okay, next I'm going to use Baneblade Brown, and I will do this type of decoration he has on the sword. Okay, I do it from the two sides. And I will use again silver to clean up any mistake and do I will do as well the buckle of the belt here. Okay, and I will clean up here the mistake and do this. The ring that is holding the stone in place. I will paint the buckle that is here, not very visible. So next I'm going to use Carroburg Crimson, and we are going to apply again on the beard, but no more towards the bottom of the beard. Okay, so we are going to apply it more here at the bottom end. Again, working with this sensation that the beard is being it's being dye, and the dye it's being lost over time in a way. Something like that will make a lot of sense. I also paint the small bottle there with silver, and now I'm going to take Goregrunta and I will do this. And I'm going to wait. We can start applying. And now we are going to start applying a wash over the whole miniature. I'm going to use Agrax Earthshade, and we are going to wash the whole miniature, almost everything. So we are not going to do the trousers, I'm not going to do the skin, but I will do the cape, for example. Want the cape to be even darker in some places. So, and especially on the metallics, you want to apply the Agrax Earthshade, okay? On the chest, of course. So you want to give this really. This will make the metallics look weathered, look old, and as well will create more shades on the cloak. Okay, as you can see, I will try to work fast with that. And we do the whole cloak and all the metallic parts, boots and so on, with Agrax Earthshade. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and once it has dried, I think I will finalize here part 1. So I will wait that this dries to close up this video and show you how we are at the end of this first part. Okay, so this is how it looks like once the wash has dried. Okay, and now we are ready to start the highlights and the final work. So I hope you have liked this first part. Please keep tuned if you want to see how this continues, and we are going to tackle the second part. We are going to start with the highlights, cleaning up the washes, and as well doing the weathering on the leather parts. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed. Please give a like if you have liked it, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.